is A/B testing, why you should do it, along with some behavioral framework, methodology of how to do it, and then lastly, some tools and tips that you can use tomorrow or run some tests on your website without anyone knowing. And basically, I think because we have such short chunks today, all of what they've done in Great Believer and what we're presenting are just like the samplers that you get at Trader Joe's, right? So it's a taste test, but if you love it, go buy more of it, do more of it tomorrow. What is A/B testing? You know, it comes in really handy when you've got these awesome derby hats and you don't know which one to wear to work. In Cheryl's case, she's got a whole bunch of them. It turns out the purple one works better. A/B test, claim to fame, was around circa 2000 when Google was trying to figure out how many results is the optimal number to show on a page. So they tested and tested, and it turned out, well, what is the number we see now? 10. So if you're number 11, you don't exist. So they figure out 10 is the optimal result to show based on A/B testing, trying to show different numbers of results to different groups of audiences. So basically, A/B testing is comparing different versions of the same thing to different audiences to see which does better. And although A/B test means that you're only comparing two versions, you can essentially do A, B, C, D, E test and compare these different versions, multiple variations to different groups of users. So I could show you half of the group, a button that's blue, half of this group, a button that's red, and then see how your interactions and your behavior differ from the other group, because I showed you different treatments. So why should you A/B test aside from the fact that everybody's doing it? Basically, as great as designers are, it's our instincts. These design decisions are our best guesses. We could be testing to the 5 people and find 90% of the problems, but that's only a small sample size. And a lot of times when you're talking to people on the phone, they're really nice. It is proven that user testing, usability testing, people are really a lot more nicer than they want to be. So if they think your site is a 4, they're going to tell you it's a 7. So A/B testing allows you to sort of see what people do and not hear what they want to say. Well, and then there's this guy. He brought A/B testing to the political realm. I know, Farah. I feel it. This is Throwback Thursday. The right day. Back in 2008, Obama campaign did some A/B testing. So which do you think did better? The one with Michelle and the girls, or the one with Obama and the not-so-great hair? So point this way if you think it's this variation, point that way if you think it's the other variation. You know, another Throwback Thursday, like I want it that way. It is, check this out, it is this way. Because people tend to, the image of family tends to resonate more with people, and why does it matter that people click to create more emails to this image? It's because there was a 40% lift in conversion for emails, and what that turned into was 2.8 million more emails that resulted in more or less 60 million in donations. Well, and then you might think Netflix is just chilling at their office, but that's just us. They're testing away with their own platform. So for instance, with artwork, they have no idea which is going to work best. So what you see for Kimmy Schmidt is different from what I see, is different from what you see. Because Netflix is constantly testing these artworks to see what do people want. Well, obviously they want both Kimmy and Titus on the cover. So that did the best. And then we did some stalking because internet. Right? Internet. Right. We did some stalking. There's this plugin on Chrome that allows you to see what each website is using to run tests or is built with. It's called WWULive in case you want to stalk other sites. So I did not stalk the guest list, by the way. I didn't do it. I just choose. I stalked your site, and guess what? There's Optimize, which is one of the most popular tools for A/B testing installed on their site. So there's a high chance that there's a test running right now, or 2 or 5. Sorry. Yeah, 5. And then, you know, the site that makes all designers cry because they set the bar so high. Like, I want a site just like Cherry Water. They're also running Optimizely. Oh, guess what? What about Planned Parenthood? They are also running Optimizely. What about Pencil of Promise? There it is again. And this is just a very small sample size, but this goes to show you that nonprofits are doing this, and it's common practice. And you don't need to be a developer to start testing different things on your site. And basically, just to boil down, bring it home, the point why we A/B test is that, for instance, let's say you only get 100 people on your site, not any more than that. What else can you do with that 100 people? So we can help them take the action that you want on the site more. So instead of having 20 people take the action, let's bring them to 30 and then 40. also, as Mike was saying before, how do we know when things are too much? We don't know. So let's test this. Is that shade of pink too pink? Is that image, does it have too many people? Let's test it. And ultimately, like the Trader Joe's sample, A/B testing allows you to try before you buy. Instead of having your dev team, let's just go and shove that button into every page. Let's test it out first before we roll out a full implementation that can be very costly. Approach to testing, let's get theoretical here. Basically, so anytime we run an A/B test, the goal is not to look better. It is to get someone to take more of the action that you want on the site. So what gets people to behave? How do you turn someone from this passive sleeping creature into someone who does yoga? Look at that blank form. How do you do that? Well, as it turns out, there is a science behind behavior. Behavior happens when there's a confluence of three elements, which are motivation, ability, and trigger. So in this case, when you saw Turtle do her trick before me, you see her do yoga, what are some of those elements? So we've got the motivation, which is her undying love for food. We have talked at length about this. Turtle, you can't eat other dogs' food. It's still not working, but it's a motivator to Turtle. And there's ability. She's got abs. She can sit, she can dance. It's not a problem for her. These actions that we're asking her to do are easy. And then lastly, there's a trigger. She's not going to dance on her own. She only dances when we ask her to, because it's inappropriate otherwise. Society has taught us. So these are the three elements of a behavior. Now, to get even more scientific, this is actually theory that came from a professor out of Stanford. His name is B.J. Fogg. This is the BMAT model, where you can see on this plot, on this axis, there's the motivation from low to high. And then on the x-axis, we've got ability. Very hard to do, and then much easier. And the pink line you see there, or whatever that is, pink, I think, or salmon, that is the activation threshold. So if you ask somebody to do something in this area, you're going to fail. Like, Allie, I'm asking you to run a marathon to raise money for my coffee fund. Are you going to do that? That's because my trigger falls in here. But if you're asking someone, please write your senator by clicking this button so that we can save the environment. It's pretty easy. It's a cause that you care about because everything's in danger these days. You're going to do it because that trigger falls in the darker blue area. So let's dive a bit deeper into each of those elements. For example, ability. This is how easily can I do this thing? Because you might be the most motivated person in the world to save this planet, but you have to run a marathon. I might do yoga instead. You know, it's a little harder. So for example, Change.org has made it super easy for you to take an action that has high impact. For instance, if you want to write to your senator, all you've got to do is sign the petition, and there's a letter that says a template that you can easily use to forward to send to senators. Because asking someone to write from scratch is daunting. And then there's motivation. Do I want to do this thing? There are a lot of factors that play into motivation. These days, FOMO, fear of missing out, plays a huge factor. Everyone's at this event. Why aren't you here? That gets someone to get out of their bed like Turtle and go do yoga and dance. And then there's reciprocity, which still proves to be one of the most effective factors of motivation. What do I get in return for doing this action? So when you see nonprofits asking for email in exchange for some resource, you're more likely to do that than if you're like, please give us your email. What do I get in exchange? And then, oh, it's owner's choose again. What do we know? Lastly, trigger. How do I know when I should take the action? You're not asking me. So for the trigger, most of the time it's the call to action, the button, and for donors choose, they designed such phenomenal sticky CTA at the top that you can be scrolling, and then whenever you're ready to take an action, it's there for you to click on and donate to a teacher in a classroom that you care about. So now that we've talked through very quickly some of the factors of behavior, how do we map that on to the exact elements on the website? Let's get into practice. Well, there are the three key elements of A/B testing. One of the pitfalls of A/B testing is that before you think of a framework, people then think, well, let's test everything. And by testing everything, you don't gain significant results. And it could sometimes be a false test. So we want to avoid that. So let's think about copy. This is some of the things that Laura, Josh, and Mike have talked about. How do we know which headlines or which calls to action resonate the most with people? For example, Bernie's campaign had 40 stances that he wanted to test. And finally, testing, and the online audience is very different. People come and show up in the rally. So A/B testing got him to determine a headline. So, for example, this is a pop-up that we were A/B testing. Design, it was out of the box, nothing fancy here. But we just used a bit of time to change up the copy. So the first one is, want the latest Black public media updates? The second one is, we're the Netflix of Black media. So let's do some more pointing. That way we think that did better, that way we think that did better. Oh my goodness, everybody wants it the Netflix way. Here's another question. Do you think that outperformed this original variation by, if you think it's more than 20%, point up, below 10%, point down? Here, I gotta give you some credit here. Jeez.
I want to throw this trouble.
I know, you're the rebel, but check this out. So the original variation performs only at 1.84% conversion rate, so only 1.84% of people gave us their emails, and then we shoved Netflix into that, and the conversion rate lifted to 9.66, so effectively we're able to improve conversion rate by 525%. So way above 20%. That was a trick question, but good job everyone. But be very careful, you want to shove Netflix into your copy. Just a little more. And then the second thing that you can test on your site is obviously the visuals. At any time you choose photos, anytime you choose icons and colors, it's just, again, our best guesses. And so how do we know if that photo will get the most donations? Let's test that. Here is an example. Up top A, we're trying to be very fancy. Let's have this tealy color. Let's have an icon that shows people they're getting this free stuff when they sign up for email. And the second one, let's keep it real simple. Orange, pots, have a form. Let's do some more pointing, up or down. Who's winning? We've got a vote. All right, so most, we've got, it seems like a tie here. It seems like a tie. Let's see. Conversion up top did 4 times better than the conversion rate. And the color is one thing, but we have a hypothesis, and we did test this. This was this icon. Like, it was more tangible. People felt like, oh great, I can imagine what I'm getting after I give you my precious email. There's no more space in this Gmail. And then lastly, here's the layout. When we're designing, it's again, best guess is how do we order different elements on the page? Does the button come first? Does the photo come first? Best guess is an assembly. So let's test that too. More guessing. So in the first variation here, this is for Donate Life America, the largest organ donation registry in the country, doing amazing work. And so when I designed this, I was like, yeah, we're not getting money, we're getting organs, guys. This is the coolest thing. And so on the first side, we've got 2 calls to action. This is a resource on kidney donation. We made a page for every part of your body for SEO, because we love that name. So on this page, we had 2 calls to action. And on the other page, we had 1 call to action. And this is a debate of a lifetime among designers. Is 1 call to action better, or is it repeat calls to action better? And with any of these, you can find a resource to back up both. But that's why A/B testing is so important, because you find what works for your organization. So let's do some more pointing, left or right. Which way do you want? That way. Majority, you are over there. Just by adding a second button, although it seems redundant, we were able to increase click-through rates of these buttons, both of them, by 38%. And our guess here is because the hypothesis that we have before running this test is that if we were to ask people after they've been informed about what kidney donation is, they're more likely to take the action before, like, what's going to happen to my kidney? It is a serious commitment. So lastly, let's get to running the experiment. This all sounds fun and all, but is it possible to do? The answer is yes. You do not need to be a developer to run A/B tests. Back in the days, we need a developer to write both variations and do its scene tracking to run these tests, because it is ultimately a science. But these days, you can use any of these tools, and this is just a sampler. So there are so many more tools that can help you with A/B testing. But by far, Optimizely is the leader. They're not paying me for this in the space for this type of testing. And then recently, Google just opened up their Optimize tool for free for anyone to be part of their Google Suite. Highly recommend any of these tools. And regardless of what you use, it is the testing approach that matters the most. So instead of scrolling into the site, like, yes, let's change the link today. Let's start with, instead, a hypothesis, because this, again, is a cousin of the scientific experiment. So always start with, if we are going to change this element on the site, then we can expect this result to happen, and make sure you document that, because without a hypothesis, later on, you get a result like, oh, why did we do this? Groundhog Day. So make sure you write this down. This is what Optimizely looks like. It captures, you enter the URL into Optimizely interface, loads your page, and then you can literally click on the element that you want to change or edit, and then add any color, change the text. It's very easy, it's very visual. So for instance, that's it. We were just changing the order around, so this goes into the layout to see, like, we were just put the fine print lower, what would happen? And also, it's very important to measure. Without measuring, you don't know which is going to work better. So in Optimizely, there's a way for you to track this as a goal. Anytime someone clicks on this thing, track it as a goal so that we know which is working better. Again, measure. There's a neat dashboard here that gives you results at any given time. That's the improvement over there. And also statistical significance. If there's only a 10% stats significance, then let the test run for a bit longer so you're sure that it's not because of chance that something's performing better than the other variation. And lastly, make sure to document the results of the test. What is your hypothesis? Here are the variations. What was the result and conclusion, so that you can keep building up this knowledge of design, of internal design survival, pretty much. Some more resources for you to learn up on this. Optimizely has a wonderful resource academy. You can get certified. Some of the links we'll send out later. And also, there's no reason why you can't A/B test email either. It's the same concept. Tools like MailChimp make it very easy to A/B test if you have large enough of a group. Where to start? Well, here's a checklist of questions for you to think about tonight before you go to bed. So tomorrow when you get in the office, you're ready to test, think about what is the most important action that you can improve on your site, followed by what is the behavioral element? Is it the motivation, is it the ability, or the trigger that can be improved? And then tied to that, what is the material element? Is it the copy, the visual, the layout that you can change to impact that action? And then lastly, based on all of that, what is your hypothesis? So don't walk, run. Go run the A/B test. And that's all I've got. So I hope you all start testing tomorrow.